I dreamt that you were like on this stage. And she said, and you were looking up at the sky at like this scroll or something, and your voice was like, whoa, whoa.
Got a language of my own, known in every foreign home. You surely know it. It's boop-boop-be-doop, boop-boop-be-doop. If you sing it when you're sad, it will always make you glad. You boop-boop-be-doop, it's a song for harmony. If you'll only sing with me, oh, come on and join me with boop-be-doop-be-doop-be-doop.
What's more fun than a virtual reality game? If you could have the answers to any questions, if the answer was presented to you, what kind of questions would you ask? What would your life become? How would your life be experienced? Reality is a game. Reality is virtual. Reality is simply an imagination experience. Be mindful of how you wander. You're about to learn how to play by watching me play. When I was 35, so about 7 years ago, I went to this palm reader. And the stuff she was telling me was amazing because of how accurate it was. But one of the things that she said was that I can sing and I had this amazing voice. And at that time I was like more shy or afraid, I guess, because I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? I don't sing. My voice I always thought was horrible. And so I just didn't know what she was talking about. I went to her again when I was around the age of 40, so a couple years ago. And I was like, okay, I didn't say anything the last time, but you said something about me being this amazing singer, and I don't sing or anything. So I was wondering if maybe it could have something else to do with like my voice, like some kind of speaker or something like that, right? And so she looked at my hand. She's like, no, you've got the mark of a composer, like that Mozart would have on his hand. She said that my voice carries out to large crowds. It draws in large crowds. And she said that I had the Raja of a king on my hand. And she said that I would create something by the age of 44, that would influence generations to come. And it had something to do with my voice, sound, vibrations, so it could be music. And it was going to get like a lot of attention and it'd be something generational. This with somebody, there's some kind of experience that I have with somebody and I would create this with them, but I don't know what it is. Through the last couple of years, I've always just kind of wondered what it is. What is she talking about? What is this? Wondering is like a vacuum. It creates like this negative charge in you. And so something needs to fill it with a positive charge. And so when you wonder, you attract. So I'm going to get the information to my questions, but also the physical reality of the questions I ask will appear. So I think it was about a year ago, my sister-in-law, she said, I have this crazy dream about you, Sonia. She said, I dreamt that you were like on this stage. And she said, and you were looking up at the sky at like this scroll or something, and your voice was like, whoa, whoa. Like she said, it was like, I don't know, it was like projecting. And she said that all around me, like below me, below the stage, the world was like crumbling. And she said there was all this water and waves, like everything was falling apart. And she said I was completely at peace, just staring up at the sky and like reciting something or saying something or singing something. I found that to be very significant. A few days later, my sister has a dream about me. And she said she dreamt I was like in a band, and she said that I was going to like this opera house. It looked like kind of like the Grand Ole Opry or an opera house. And she said I was supposed to play on stage. And she said I had my tarot cards with me because I read tarot. But she said I was late for the show because I was in the back with my boyfriend trying to have sex with him. Those dreams happened just a few days apart from my sister-in-law and my sister. I still don't know exactly what this is, but I'm going to show you what information I have gotten about it. I also don't know who the person is that I'm doing this with, and I'm wondering who it is. Now, there's a lot of characters that I have gotten information about, and it could all be one character, but I don't know for sure, because I'm always continuously questioning, because the characters in my story are also reflections of myself.
You were on stage, on this huge stage, and there were lights that were lighting up the stage all around, kind of like a circular stage. And there was a huge audience. I couldn't see the audience, but they were there. And you were battling with someone, and you had a shield in your hand. Now, this isn't very surprising, just because you are Aries and you are ruled by the god of war, okay? So this doesn't really surprise me. What's interesting is that you won the fight, right? You kicked the person's behind, right? But then all of a sudden, I'm watching you, then I become you. As I'm watching from afar, I become you after you win the fight, and then there's like a hole in the stage that just drops. And because I've turned into you, I have now dropped into the water, into the ocean. And it was just nothing.
In the beginning, there was nothing. Nothing but the silence of an infinite darkness. But the breath of the Creator fluttered against the face of the void, whispering, "Let there be light." And light was. And it was good. The first day. And a lesser light ruled the nights. And there was evening and morning. Another day passed, and the ground put forth the growing things, all part of the greater whole, all in their place, and all was in balance. It was paradise, a jewel in the Creator's palm. So for the 10 generations since Adam's sin has walked within us, brother against brother, nation against nation, man against creation. We broke the world. We did this. Man did this.
You are the warning, you are the voice, or you are judgment. I'm getting a trumpet. Yeah, so like, okay, so you're being called into service. This is like you're finding your niche, or you have 1 month and then you have instantly. So all of a sudden something is being awakened in you, something is waking up. I'm getting like an electrical shock. Like literally you might go like that and then your voice changes. Whatever you're doing right now for work, it's going to change. There is a voice that's stuck in your throat. There's something stuck in your throat. It's your voice. And I feel like something is going to pop. And you have like this beautiful voice just comes out. Or something pops and you just start speaking and like all these words, like I don't know, this is really hard for me to explain. It's like there's something stuck in your esophagus, or it's like there's a bubble, there's something, your voice is stuck. And it's going to burst.
Song where it looks like they're singing, and you have the drum card too. Something about music, vibration, sound, drums, voices. Okay, I'm hearing two things here. We're sort of seeing it. I don't know how to describe what it is. It's like a movie playing out with scenes. But it's the drum, and it is the low frequency of the drum, that deep resonance. And then it is combined with a higher frequency of voices, a higher note, a higher frequency these two elements, the drum and this high frequency to get through the Andean cross. It's to raise your emotional vibration. You need all this air and fire and fuel, obviously. I feel like the music is the fuel. Yeah, the music is the fuel. And the air and fire are burning, are using that to burn something here. It's really intense. But then, you know, just before you land, you got to like, the thrusters got, right? You have to let up on that. It's taming it's also like stopping the movement. Taming the wind is stopping the movement. And Sagittarius is about movement to me. It's the Eight of Wands in the tarot. If you are a musician or a singer, in any way, you know, even if it's just a very humble, just kind of you do your thing, you are meant to play it and play it loud. You are meant to do something with your music right now, and it is going to, I am telling you, it is going to burn open a portal. There's something about this portal, and the thing that opens it is fire. Fire opens this portal. What's your favorite song? Pick a song that enlightens you. Pick a song that lifts your spirit up, and dance to it and sing it and do it again and dance to it and sing it and do it again. I don't know how else to express it except it feels like it's pushing this air onto this fire that's burning this portal out. It feels dramatic. It feels like you should embrace dramatic energy, but as in a self-expression. It's powerful. But I feel like you feed this with music. You feed it with music. Keep feeding this fire. Keep feeding this fire with music, Capricorn. Don't stop.
So people would kind of like gather in awe to watch the tree bloom. And then it would just be like, you know, all on fire, and then these big, huge, beautiful blooms. And they were yellow with orange tips, the flowers were, and a red center.